Hi, this is Self-Reflection with Nekesa. Join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. for this and more as you discover the reason why you were born. You are not just born to eat, sleep, drink, then die. There is a reason why you were born. Tonight, we are going to discuss on identity. The main question is, who am I? Think about it. Who are you? I know most of you would answer and tell me, I'm a doctor, I'm a teacher, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a husband, I am a child. All those are correct answers, but you're not quite correct. Some of you would tell me, I am a Catholic, I am born again, I am a Muslim, but that's not who you are. Who you are is answered by such questions like, what are my hobbies? What are my likes? What are my dislikes? What is my character, my nature, my personality trait? That is who you are. When you can sit down and be able to reflect on what livens you up, what saddens you, then you will begin to understand who you are. Unfortunately, many of us mistake what we do in life to be our identity. Being a teacher, being a mother, being a doctor, those are just captions. They capture what you do. And you can never be able to fulfill life meaningfully or live it meaningfully or fulfill purpose unless you have an idea of who you are. For you to understand who you are, you must be able to have a relationship with your Maker to discover who God is. Because the moment you discover who God is, then you'll be able to discover who you are. You can never invent who you are. Who you are is a discovery. It is not an invention. You know, when God created you, He created you with a plan. He created you with a purpose. His word tells us in the Holy Bible that He formed you. He formed your inward parts. He knitted them together. So God already had a plan, a purpose, and an image of who you are. In theology, we talk about the Imago Dei, the image of God. Man was created in the image of God, and that is what makes you unique from other animals and other creatures. Being created in the image of God, it means that you have your cognitives. You have the ability to discuss things, to make decisions, to make choices. When God created man, He gave him the dominion to rule over the sea, the animals. He even gave them the dominion to name the animals. So Adam and Eve are the ones who named the animals. So when they were created in the image of God, they are a reflection of who God is. So for you to answer the question of who am I, for you to discover your identity, you cannot discover your identity outside knowing God. One of the great theologians of our time, St. Augustine, wrote, "Thou hast formed us for thyself, and our hearts are restless till they find thee. You know, we can only truly find our meaning and purpose when we find rest in our God. The truth of who we are is connected with the truth of who God is in our lives. The moment we discover this truth, only then can we become self-aware. So this brings us to the question, what is self-awareness? Self-awareness is that, conscience, knowing, deliberate understanding of who you are as an individual, as a person, your unique qualities, your character, and your feelings. Self-awareness is critical because once you understand who you are, your likes, your dislikes, your strengths, your weaknesses, then you'll be able to come up with goals in life. Self-awareness helps you to relate with other people. Self-awareness helps you to be able to accept correction, criticism, and to work on your shortcomings. Many of us confuse self-absorption with self-awareness. Many a times you've seen people talking about self-love. They cannot empathize with anybody. They cannot help or support anyone. And the moment that you question, they tell you a bit of self-love. That's not what we are talking about. When you have self-awareness, then you're able to empathize with people in society. You are able to be kind. You are able to understand how to relate with people, how to put boundaries. Many people are absorbed into this thing of self, which in itself sounds cultic because it's self-worship, self-adoration. There's no room to empathize with anybody. There's no room to feel for others. But self-awareness, the moment you know who you are, knowing that you're created in the image of God, you know who God is. God is love. God is kindness. God is patience. Then self-awareness, understanding that reflection, it means that you can be able to mirror that to other people. Self-absorption is some kind of deception that we are seeing with this society. The self-absorption will make you feel great. You're not great, but you become delusionized. You feel that you're so important. Have you ever seen people who have a sense of entitlement? They want to wear expensive suits, designer perfumes and colognes at the expense of others. They have what we call self-absorption. They are delusionized. When you are self-aware, you work towards becoming great. You don't imagine that you're great because you begin to know your flaws. And the moment you know your flaws, you are able to get feedback from people and you are able to accept positive criticism. Remember, I've used the word positive criticism. Never just take criticism from anybody. Please, that is a point to consider and to note. Someone who can never embrace you, encourage you, love you, support you, they have no right to criticize you. So, people who have self-awareness are able to take in feedback that can help them to become better people. While those who are self-absorbed, they are so fixated and they just love to filter everything about themselves. Have you seen filters on Facebook? The way people take pictures and they filter, there's no flow. Those are the kind of people that I'm talking about. Self-absorbed people. People who are self-fixated. They have no self-awareness. They self-worship, they self-adore, and they have exalted itself above everything. Such people never empathize with anybody. Such people never make it towards fulfilling destiny because they live a false life. Even the image that they present to people is an image that has been filtered. You'll find them on Facebook, you'll find them everywhere. They will only want to show what is good about their lives because they have a false concept of self. Today I want to encourage you to critically take a look at your life and ask yourself this question that I began with. Who am I? I want you to take a piece of paper and give you some homework. Write 5 points that are not connected to anybody or anyone, nothing external. 5 points about yourself. Who are you? What are your hobbies? What do you love? What do you dislike? What makes you happy? What do you enjoy doing? Once you're able to feel that, then you'll begin discovering who you are. Join me next week as we continue on this journey of self-discovery. Who am I? Next week, we'll be talking about self-acceptance. Because the moment you discover who you are, you have self-awareness, then you begin to accept yourself. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye-bye.